Hello, everyone. This is Tom, your host for the Hidden Truths channel. How's everybody doing this evening? Tonight's live stream, we're going to touch on the attack in Iran right away situation. And we're going to talk about what happens when these Call of Duty warriors actually meet real, real alpha males out on the street. I tell you what, it's funny to watch. It is funny to watch. Anyway, gotta wait for a little bit for YouTube to try to send out some notifications and stuff. So I want to discuss a little bit with the YouTube algorithm. I had a deal the other day where I was telling the AI algorithm to stop sending me messages if they're going to continue shadow banning my channel because they want to sit there and me to charge memberships. We can make money all this way. We're just going to shadow ban your channel to hell. I don't think so. But only got a few more 100 views to go, and I'm at 1 million views, even with YouTube having the old breaks. That just tells me that a lot of people want to hear what I have to hear, especially as hard as they do to cover my channel up. But anyway, it's interesting. I put out some shorts today about what we're going to talk about. Video of these liberals just getting laid out by one guy. I mean, Rocky. This guy was nuts. I mean, he's retreating them and just laying them out as they're still attacking him. It's pretty damn funny. But anyway, that's what happens when you play too much Call of Duty and watch superhero movies, right? Anyway, it's funny as hell. Anyway, still waiting for some people to show up. Oh, YouTube, boy, you just don't like me no more, do ya? No, they don't like me no more. They're all upset with my content because I may have had one Democrat or liberal say, hey, you know what? That guy makes sense. Hey, what he put on there was funny. Anyway, that's what happens in this country when they want to hide the truth, okay? All I know is when the truth comes out, I can sit here and say, yep, I've been saying it for a while now. And, I've been hammering on the Republicans so bad because they just been retards that I haven't been able to really give the liberal Democrats the attention that I need to give them. So that's what we're here. We're giving the liberal Democrats the attention they want. Anyway, let's get into this Iran thing first a little bit. So we're going to bomb Iran in the next 24 hours. For one thing, how does a YouTuber know that? Okay, as a YouTuber, I don't think so. And Trump isn't going to bomb Iran until, the government starts winning in the streets. When the government starts winning and against the protesters, then Trump will attack. Anyway, but all these YouTubers that are getting people all excited about, bombing Iran, what can Iran do to the United States? They can't hurt us militarily, except maybe with sleeper cells. They can't hurt our society. We're already destroying that enough by ourselves with what our politicians are doing to our country, and we're allowing them to. I mean, Iran is out there by themselves. So everybody, don't buy into the distraction, people. Don't buy into the distraction. Iran is just another distraction. Okay? We need to worry about, him talking about taking Greenland over with force. That's more of a situation we need to be concerned with telling your politicians in the White House, I don't think that's a good idea. But this Iran thing, a lot of people are getting sucked up into it. All the hype and stuff, getting views on YouTube because, I know I'm a YouTuber and I've never been in the military before, but I know they're going to attack Iran in the next 24 hours. Well, if you got that much information, you got to sit there, the plans laid out in front of you too. That's a distraction too. Well, yeah, but that's more of a distraction that's subjugating the people and stuff. That's more realistic. That can harm our country if we start taking over Greenland and bombing Iran's going to be. But yeah, what's a lot of the distraction to get everybody's name up, their mind off? Anybody talking about the redacted list that's coming out and stuff? Anybody mentioning that anymore? Nope. Anybody heard how much more money the Somalians have embezzled, defrauded the American taxpayer with? Nope, not hearing nothing about that either. Anyway, just distraction after distraction. Mystic Miner. Whatever, dude. I'm not going to sit there and block you because every comment that you put on my channel helps my analytics out, helps my channel grow. So continue on. I like trolls in my channel because they help it grow. YouTube algorithms likes hate and discontent. Okay, so keep it up there, Mystic Miner. Don't give up now. You may get to graduate from kindergarten troll school sooner or later. You may get to do it. By the way, I enjoy the trolls being here. Like I say, they put out a lot of comments. They help my channel out. Why would I sit there and want to harm or be mad at somebody that even though, see, this is the thing with liberals. They're fucking stupid. Okay, they're useful idiots. And if I got a useful idiot that's going to help my channel out, more power to you. Everybody's welcome here because, like I say, when stuff really gets stupid, when the short I put out is when evil is unbridled, we all feel the yoke. Well, when all of us start feeling the yoke again, even you trolls, I'll be there to help you out, okay? This Marine will still serve you. Yeah, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. They aren't doing it in any higher rate compared to other groups in America. Hey, J99, how's it going? Hey, I'm having fun with the troll. I tell you what, J99, some of my best live streams I've ever had is when I didn't have no moderators moderating the chat because I could get under people's skins. I mean, those shorts I put out today, especially the one that I said I can't stop laughing about. I mean, that guy in the red coat, I must well get into that right away. He's Call of Duty Warriors. Okay, J99, she's Army. She'll understand this completely. Okay? But my God laid the guy in the red coat out twice. And he should, like I say, he's backing up and they're coming at him. He's just biffing him. One punch and he's fucking dropping him. I mean, he dropped everybody with the first punch except that one guy that came running at him. And, but, he clocked him and still knocked him down. But, I would say, I was looking at some of the punches he was throwing and I would say he was trained by no means. But, that's what happens when, a beta male little 20-year-old picks on alpha male that's in their 50s. All right? But anyway, getting back to this Call of Duty Warriors and stuff. All these people that think they're going to, and this is a message to the government too. Because eventually you government feds and ICE agents and, your pussy-ass military you got, eventually you ain't going to be dealing with these idiots, okay? You ain't going to be dealing with idiots that are going to run from you. You ain't going to be dealing with idiots that are attacking you like they're playing their Call of Duty game. Everybody running everywhere, shooting everywhere, just attacking the thing closest to them, okay? Eventually you'll be dealing with trained people that know stuff about crew serve weapons and sectors of fire and tactics. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down type of shit. Okay? So this is a message to you too. But this is mainly about your Call of Duty warriors. You sit there and taunt them, running your fucking jibs all day long. The ICE officer has to turn around and look at you and you start running the other direction. Do you think I want your faggot little pussy bitch ass in my fighting hole? Hell no. We're going to get attacked and first thing you're going to do is run? Let's say you were my A gunner on my machine gun crew. You're going to fucking run my loader and shit? I'm sorry, you beta male Democrat liberals. I realize that you went to a lot of superhero movies and you played a lot of violent video games, but you don't know the first thing. There's a reason they break people that join the military down in boot camp and bring them back up. Okay? That's why, we're all nuts. Because a normal man isn't going to charge a machine gun that's shooting at him. You liberals that have never been in the military don't fucking understand at all. Like you say, all the ICE agent has to do is turn around and look at you and go running. No, none of you stand your ground. You just sit there and taunt. And then claim victimhood like these, you liberal women that are following ICE agents around and just creating hate and discontent in their lives. No, you women got problems. I think you might be sexually frustrated. Too many romance novels. You see these big burly men in these uniforms and you just can't help yourself but want to get thrown around by them. The thing is, that's not coming from me. I watched a short of this woman who was talking about what's wrong with these white liberal women. And she goes, I just think they're having fantasies about getting thrown around by men. That's coming from a woman. But what? And they're bringing their kids to this shit to show their kids? I mean, you're bringing your kids to an area where you're going to push the cops to where bullets might be flying. And of course, this is Minnesota, though. Isn't that child endangerment? But then again, they allow daycares to run with blacked out windows like strip clubs. Like I say, it's probably a good thing there weren't kids in those buildings. Anyway, all I know is, why am I supposed to fear people like that? I mean, a lot of us are ground pounders in the Army and the Marine Corps, flat out, we're trained killers. That was our job. Kill people and blow shit up. What are you Call of Duty warriors going to do when you got to deal with somebody like us? See me, I went to back down. I would have stood my ground and used everything I know on how to defend myself against you little fuckers. I get attacked, I'm not going to retreat. You want to mess with people that know how to defend themselves? You're going to be the hurting ones. Like I say, that red guy in the red coat, that young punk that was sticking that megaphone in his ear, that's not assault. Just laid him out like a sack of potatoes. He was out before he even started falling to the ground. And the thing is, me being somebody who has, been in situations where I have knocked people out cold like that, just boom, undercut, they're out like a light, flying up in the air, down, and they don't move in that feeling of, I just killed his ass. You people don't want to mess with us. And that's the same with the government. Okay, you think you got all your ICE agents and your federal troops are so well trained? That's good. How many you got of them? 2 million at the most? What the fuck you going to do against 60 million armed Americans? Give up is what you're going to do. We can spread you a lot more thinner than you can spread us. Like I say, this ain't a video just warning these Call of Duty liberals that think they're superheroes. This is also to the government. That when us vets and patriots come out and start protesting like the libtards, it'll be called war. And we will all be armed in our squads and fire teams. We're not going to attack like a bunch of idiots playing Call of Duty in every direction at the closest. I used to watch my kids play these shooting games, right, where they have four members on the team. And I'd be like, aren't you guys, why ain't nobody covering anybody? I said, you're all fucking just individuals fucking shooting shit. I said, if you went to a Marine Corps fire team got on this game with you, they'd wipe the fucking floor with your ass. And that's just a simple truth, right, J99? See, the average civilian doesn't understand what a really trained and experienced ground pounder from the Army or the Marine Corps is like. Okay? just you don't have any idea. We haven't seen that on American streets. And, Trump's got to build up our military. Anyway, one thing I want to bring up, that Pete Hegseth had that meeting with all his generals and admirals. Well, now we see why he did that, don't we? Because they had all these plans to basically regime change and conquer territories that aren't the United States. And they're going to either have generals that do it and don't buck any orders. Basically, they want yes men. What's a general do basically? Signs a bunch of fucking papers and passes it on down the line for other subordinates to make the plan happen. Okay? He's the one sitting there at the table making sure that we have all the necessary materials to win the war. That's why, I want to bring up silver. Last time I checked, it was over $92 an ounce. But this is the thing about World War III. If you don't have a silver place to get silver, you're not going to win World War III. If it takes 500 ounces of silver just in one Tomahawk missile, if you don't have silver for World War III, which is going to be just as important as oil, just as important, along with other rare earth minerals. And that's what the U.S. is, making sure they get enough of. So, but anyway, back to these Call of Duty warriors. Like I say, if we all, these liberals that are fighting the government, the Trump administration, the Republican democracy we have, would understand that as constitutional conservatives see the enemy as both parties, and we could come together and stuff and, I don't want to say fight the federal government, but show it that it doesn't have the authority over us. But if it does come to a high velocity of exchange of ideas, why would I want somebody in the line with me that is going to run? I mean, you got a horde of 1,000 guys coming at you, and you got 150 guys to hold the line. What are you going to do? You going to stand there, or are you going to run? They breach your defenses in there in your trenches. Are you going to sit there and fight like a man who wants to survive, or are you going to run? When you get in that situation, it's not about you. It's making sure that you show your buddies you're not a fucking coward. Anyway. But why should I look at these beta males and, for one thing, fear them at all with their wimpy reaction to stuff and trust them with my life that they're going to hold their sector of fire right next to me? What kind of faith can I have in somebody like that? You can't. But I'm just saying, these liberal beta males, that video was awesome. That mega guy was just cold cocking and just dropping them. God. I mean, besides that one guy, every hit was he knocked him out or knocked him over, knocked him on the ground with one hit, 5, 6 of them. And then, like I say, that was just with his fists, okay? This is what I'm saying. These liberal males, and, I understand why a lot of women are turning to be lesbian, because there's no more men to choose from, okay? This younger generation, when they sat there after Generation X and started working on taking the masculinity away from men, boy, they did a really good job on some of them. Anyway, I hear the mint is competing silver orders, and that's it, no more. Completing. The thing is, like I say, 500 ounces in one Tomahawk missile. Okay, we're dealing with a mineral that, I do believe the earth through time continues to make gold and silver and oil and stuff. We're just consuming it at a rate faster than the earth can create it. Okay. You tell me diamonds ain't still being produced in the bottom of volcanoes with the pressure and stuff? Of course they are. Okay. But, we're dealing with crazy times, people, crazy times. Like you say, now an ounce of silver probably by tomorrow, if not the next day, will be over $100 an ounce. And where's the ceiling in it? There is no ceiling. Because why silver went down is because they raised, when it was going up into the 70, almost hit 80, they decided to raise the margin, I think, 3 times. And what the margin is, instead of putting 20% down on a contract, they raised it to 25%. Well, that got rid of some of the smaller guys. And then they raised it some more, got rid of the smaller guys. So the only ones that could afford to stay in the silver market were the rich guys. And like I say, why is gold staying down? Because they're selling an ounce of gold. They're selling some gold, turning it into silver, and making fucking, $4 or $5. Okay, let's say they buy 50 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold, and silver goes up $5 in one day. They just made $250 on that ounce of gold instead of only making flatline gold. See, the rich guys just play in the market. It's sad how it's just everything is stacked against the hardworking American. But see, this is the thing. When the hardworking American, the common man, can no longer afford the real common money, which is silver, okay, it's just a bad time. And like I say, with this gold and silver going up, eventually everything else is going to follow. It will. Anyway. Crazy times, people, crazy times. Like you said, I know this guy, he's got physical silver and stuff. He don't watch the silver market. I went to him today. I said, silver's over $92. He goes, what? Nothing like your little retirement nest egg turning into, something awful big. But then again, what's it worth? A green piece of fucking paper. You get 300, even if it goes up to $300, you get 300 pieces of paper for something physical that was worth something. You're exchanging something that's worth something for something that's losing value every day. To eventually, the only thing you're going to be able to do with it is light a fucking fire. Anyway, that's the way we live, people. That's the way we live. Anyway. I'm going to get out of here short tonight. Like I said, I want to enjoy some of my time. Since YouTube wants to sit there and shadow ban me, so be it. Like I say, eventually, even the AI algorithm is going to have to face the truth sooner or later, no matter how much Twilight Zone fiction they want to make up. All right? We can't keep the inevitable from coming. The Germans couldn't stop the Russians from taking Berlin, even though they started 1,200 miles away. They eventually took Berlin. Okay? Anyway, bad times are coming. Enjoy it while you enjoy this calm before the storm while you can. Anyway, what do you think the world's going to be like when silver hits $300 an ounce? I guess as long as gold is only 5,000, we're good to go. Gold, I hear people, well, gold's only, it's hanging around $4,600 an ounce. I said, and they make it sound like it's a good thing. I said, listen to yourself. $4,600 an ounce. Some of them just can't get it. That just goes to show you that our money is becoming so worthless that even what we thought was a big lump of money, sum of money years ago, is chump change now. Or Trump change, right? Anyway, World of Hurt coming down, World of Hurt. Anyway, hope everybody liked the live stream. Please hit the thumbs up, the subscribe, and the bell notification. Appreciate everybody being here. And like I say, watch some of my other content. You might actually get a laugh out of it, okay? Because I can definitely tell you now that the AI algorithm and the morons that programmed it don't have a sense of humor. And the other thing I know about the AI algorithm, it's not very good at math. It's still maybe, well, it may have got up to first grade level math. It's still trying to find out what 2 + 2 equals. But then again, 2 + 2 equaling 4 is a white European racist or whatever thing is in it these days. Anyway, everybody have a great night. Great, glad you were here. This is Tom with Hidden Truths. I'm out of here.